Welcome everybody back into Lexington Catholic High School. It's that time of year again where we reveal the 2025 White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics Holiday Tournament. And with me here is Coach Matt and Coach Brandon Salzman here of Lexington Catholic. And we're going to talk about this bracket, this tournament this year, guys. It's loaded once again. Coach Salzman, you want to lead off?
Yeah, well, our 60th year running an event here at Lexington Catholic in the holidays, so we're excited again. Just like every year, we've got a loaded field full with not only past region champions, but teams that are expected to be region champions. And we're excited about what this tournament this year will be about. We've got some good games to reveal here from the get-go and with some great players. Matt's going to talk a little bit about the players of each one, but he and I both played in this going back in the day. Matt, what do you think about the field?
Yeah, I think it's another great field. Obviously, it's an exciting time of year. Obviously, we try to get the best fields we can every year, and this year, just like every other year, we've got some great players, some great teams, some great coaches. So it should be another exciting event.
Indeed, it is, as it is every year. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So game number one happens here on December 27th, Coach Salzman. And that features Caverna taking on Great Crossing at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, so Great Crossing, we're going to get with the state champs this year. Steve Page is a good friend, and he's in his 7th year as the head coach there at Great Crossing. He's been the only coach, and I'm sure he'll be in wearing his hardware for the great season that they had last year. So we're excited to get Great Crossing back for their second appearance in our tournament. And then Caverna is got Josh Pittman as the coach this year. It's their 4th coach in 4 years, so a little bit of changeover there, but that is a small community that a lot of people probably outside of the 5th region don't know about, but when they come and watch them in our tournament, I think they're going to know them quite well. They are absolutely loaded for an all-A team. So, Matt, tell us a little bit about their players.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Great Crossing, and obviously, they lost all 5 starters off a state championship team. Right. Malachi Moreno and Vince Dawson, those guys have played for so many years for them. But, they have a couple really good guys returning, and Brady Orm and Trevante Cooper. All guys that are kind of going to be in different roles. So, I'm sure they're going to have some growing pains early, but I fully expect them to be right in the mix again. Those guys are very talented guys. And then you talk about Caverna. Jalen Crane, Brandon, or Coach Salzman, I had a chance to coach him this summer in the Junior All-Star game, and he's a fantastic talent. I mean, I know they got a lot of older guys, and Coach Pittman kind of got there late, so they're going to be playing catch-up a little bit, but they have a really talented roster, and I think they will have a say in the 5th for sure at the end of it. So right. This should be an extremely exciting matchup to start the tournament.
I should mention that 10 regions are represented in this year's tournament. 10 regions out of the 16 that's across the state of Kentucky. You got them from all corners of the state, Coach. By the way, speaking of regions, Caverna out of the 5th region, Great Crossing out of the 11th region. Moving on to game 2, it's at noon on the 27th. It's Bryan Station taking on West Jessamine. You got the 11th region in Bryan Station, the 12th region over there with West Jessamine, Coach.
Yeah, this is a matchup that we looked at that didn't happen in the regular season, and West Jessamine probably has the best team that they've had in years, coached by Steve Adams in his 2nd year, who, of course, everybody probably remembers from his run at Boyle County a few years back, but he's come back. He's got a great team there at West Jessamine, also assisted by one of our former players, so we're excited to get TC Price back over here and get him going. But Bryan Station, one of the favorites, of course, in our region. We know them well. Champ Ligon is a graduate of Lexington Catholic. They'll be coming back after last year playing in the championship game. They're back. Champ's in his 5th year at Bryan Station in his 2nd stint. So, of course, he had that great team back in 2008.
Shelvin Mack.
Yeah, with Shelvin Mack and those guys. And so he, left for a few years, but he's coached everywhere. He's super successful. So that should be a great matchup. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think certainly talk about Bryan Station, that they're one of the best teams in the state. You talk about Amari Owens. I mean, there's not there's not a quicker guard in the state end to end, and Tyson Adams was hurt most of the summer. I think he's probably healthy, but I'm fairly certain Champ has high expectations for them. Amari Owens is fantastic. I've been watching him play for years, and this is kind of his last shot at this. So I fully expect them to be loaded for bear. And then you talk about West Jessamine, they got four starters back and 6 of their top 8. Gavin Murphy, their point guard, is committed to Western Kentucky. If you look at all the preseason stuff, they're either rated 1 or 2 in the 12th region. So this, like the first game, should be a fantastic matchup early in the day.
I'm from down in Jessamine County myself, so I know all the hype surrounding that West Jessamine team right now. So it's good to see them here at the Lexington Catholic White Greer and Maggard Holiday Tournament. So moving on to Game 3, Coach Salzman, we've got at 1:30 p.m. on the 27th, North Oldham taking on Taylor County.
Yeah, so North Oldham is coached by David Levitch, who has done such a great job at North Oldham building the program. He's already in his 8th season. It's hard to believe that he's in his 8th season. I can remember him playing for Trinity and Louisville both. So and then going to North Oldham as well. So he's had a great career as a player, and he's done even better as a coach. He's really turned North Oldham into a great program. Their middle school program was here just the other day playing our guys. They're loaded again. They're going to be loaded for a long time. And then Taylor County is coached by Josh Kays in his 2nd year. They were 19 and 13 last season, had a great season, have high expectations inside that really tough 5th region this year. So I know they're excited to be here and kind of showcase what they've been able to do.
Yeah, start with Taylor County. Josh Kays is a buddy of mine, and I know he's high on this team. They're led by Cooper Stone, a guard that they have back, who's probably an all fifth region guy. They've got a couple other kids who are older who shoot the ball well. They've got a big kid who's finally healthy. I think he's pretty excited about this group. But as Coach Salzman said, the 5th region is so deep this year that I think this is just kind of another step to kind of test his group and see where they are before the postseason. And you talk about North Oldham. I mean, you start with Austin Sears, who's their guard. I think he's got 6 or 7 or 8 offers as a sophomore. 6'1" kid that plays out front. He's pretty good. And then obviously Rajon Rondo's son plays there, right? So I don't know if he'll start for them, but he's fantastic talent. Coach Levis does a great job with those guys. So again, 2 teams that don't play during the regular season, but I would think have high expectations for how their seasons. How they want their seasons to go, and this should be another fantastic matchup.
Matt coming off the top of the dome with all this basketball knowledge for everybody. That's pretty impressive, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Game 4, we move on. It's at 3 p.m. on the 27th. It's Woodford County taking on Davies County. And you got, of course, Woodford County that's in the 8th region. They used to be 11th region team, taking on the 3rd region there in Davies County. What do we know about them?
Well, I think this might be the game of the first round. I mean, Woodford County's favored in the 8th region this year again, and our good friend Jerron Brown's the coach there. So, Jerron's a Lexington legend for what he was able to do at Bryan Station and Pittsburgh and all the wonderful things that he's done in basketball for himself. And then his coaching career at Bryan Station has just been, or at Woodford County, has been unbelievable. He's taken that program to the Sweet 16. They've done such a wonderful job. He's already in his 7th season over there, which is another one that's hard to believe. But Davies County is coached by Neil Hayden. He's in his 11th year, and they are the defending 3rd region champions. And I'm going to tell you, Matt, I know has a lot of information about them, but if you have not seen Davies County play, I assure you get here on the 27th, because when you see these guys play, you're going to see a team that if you didn't know about them, you're going to pick them probably as the dark horse for a Sweet 16 run, because they are loaded.
Yeah, I mean, Davies County is, I've gotten to know Coach Hayden a little bit as well. When we go to the 2A in Owensboro, we always practice there. So he and I become friends. And they have 2 of the probably most underrated players in the state, in Jonathan Moss and De'Aaron Watkins. And they, again, we got to coach one of them last summer. But just really talented guys. And, returning from a team that's already made the state tournament once. I know Coach Hayden has really high expectations for this group, and a 3rd region that is pretty good. So they don't come this way very often. So, you know, that would definitely be just a a team that I would tell people to come watch, because they have 2 high Division I players on their team. And then obviously Woodford, you know, Jerron, and they kind of have the same mold every year, right? They're relying on football guys this year. It's Amari Joyner, but it takes them a while to kind of get those football guys in gear. But you take the football guys, and then I know they got a few transfers, and they have a really, really good freshman class that won the 8th grade state tournament last year. So this should be a very intriguing matchup as well.
And the beautiful thing about both of those schools, I mean, all the schools here that you've got in this bracket have great athletic-minded schools, right? But 2 of the very best, Woodford and Davies County. I mean, if you go on campus there at either one of those places, it's really nice and it's athletic-minded. So I expect nothing less than, I mean, they're going to be ready, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, so game 5 features Lexington Catholic, you coach Brandon Salzman, taking on Paintsville. So we got the 11th region taking on the 15th region. And what can we...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so we've got our hands full for sure with Paintsville. You know, Bill Mike Runyon was, you know, somebody that I looked up to as a coach. He's the mayor of Paintsville now. And, you know, I always say you probably need a legend to follow a legend, and you get one in Landon Sloan. He's played for Kentucky. He was a great player at Paintsville. He knows the tradition of Paintsville. He knows what it's got. He's got arguably one of the most loaded junior classes he's ever had. He's in his 10th year as the head coach there, and they were 19-9 last season with all of their starters back. So they are one of the heavy favorites to win the 15th region. So we know we'll have our hands full, and then Matt will tell you a little bit about Max and Jack and Hank, our guys that have done a great job, and you know, our sophomores and Ben Warren and Everett Stewart, and then our junior class with Jacob and Ashton have done a great job this year. So we're excited for the matchup and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity for our guys. Obviously, you go back through the years, and there's been lots of marquee Lexington Catholic Paintsville matchups, right? So, you know, this year, I don't know where that falls on that scale, but you know, Landon likes his team. They have 9 juniors, and in the rotation, they got probably led by Ethan Cole, who's a kid that's back. He's probably one of the five best players in the region. You know, and guys like Landon and teams like Paintsville don't come to this tournament just to kind of come to Lexington to hang out for Christmas, you know what I mean? So they're coming up here with the idea they're going to try to get better and win and do all those things. So I fully expect them to compete. And, you know, as far as our team goes, I mean, I think Coach and I like our team. We got lots of big bodies, lots of older guys this year, and some younger guys that are going to be key contributors. So we'll see. You know, we hopefully can keep getting better and, you know, try to get to where we need to get to towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Speaking of facilities, you're looking inside the Lexington Catholic boys locker room right now, and you see the jerseys hanging up behind us. And Coach, you all have done a really good job with this facility here. Yeah,
well, Tyler Doyle, our point guard a few years ago, his dad did all this for us, so look him up. He'd be happy to come down there and help you out sometime, but he did a great job with it.
All right, moving on to Game 6. It's at 6 p.m. You've got the 16th region taking on the 1st region. This is 2 opposite sides of the state.
Yeah, battle
going on here.
Yeah,
Boyd County.
Yeah.
Taking on McCracken County.
Yeah, so it's the battle of the 2 ends of the state, you know. So these teams, I would venture a guess, I did not look it up before we got in here, but I would venture a guess that they very rarely play each other at any point in time. So it may be their first time since McCracken's such a new school.
It's at least 300 miles away from each other, right?
Yeah, so this is a chance for 2 teams to play against each other that probably have never seen each other. Their coaches are great people. Randy Anderson has been at Boyd County for 16 years. They are absolutely loaded to the gills in the 16th region. And they are favorites to win that region and go to Rep Arena this year. They were 23-12 last season. Have everybody back and got a few additions in charge of that. So, and then McCracken County, one of those 1st region teams that probably in Lexington you don't ever hear a whole lot about. Dustin Roberts is in his 4th year there. They were 29-6, were region champs of the 1st region last last year, came to Rupp Arena, ended up losing a tough game, but they have everybody back again. They're loaded again. They've got a really good shot to be the first region champions.
Just real quick, McCracken County, for those of you all don't know, they're a school that was consolidated from other schools. Was it Heath High School, Lone Oak, and there was one other one down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've got a pretty big area.
It's a big school. Coach Roberts he's done a great job, obviously, but and then they get a kid back this year, Jackson Clope, off of injury. He didn't play at all last year, so I know he's going to be excited to have him back. They got a transfer from Paducah Tillman, who's probably an all-region guy. So they got lots of experience, lots of guys back. I would say he has extremely high hopes for his group. And then Boyd County, Randy Anderson, we've had the opportunity to play them some the last few years at the 2A and in some other venues. But he does a great job. And I know he really likes his team. They're loaded, as Coach said, probably led by Jacob Spurlock, who's probably one of the better guards in the state. He's obviously a Division I guard, so it should be a great high scoring game. Should be, I know Boyd kind of wants to get up and down the floor. McCracken probably has a little better idea of what they want to do as far as tempo goes, but it should be, again, for people that these teams don't come to this area of the state very often, so two high level teams that people should be excited to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, so moving on, Coach, we got game number 7. You got North Laurel, which is out of the 13th region, taking on Marshall County out of the 1st region. 2 basketball schools right there. Game number 7 at 7:30 p.m. on the 27th.
Yeah, so Nate Valentine coaches North Laurel. He's one of our really good friends. We've battled against him for years and years and years when he was at LCA and then now down at North Laurel. And of course, everybody knows North Laurel is the home of Reed Shepherd. So if you don't know about North Laurel this year, Matt's going to tell you about Reese Davidson, who's Reed Shepherd's cousin. That's probably the favorite to win Mr. Basketball. But Nate's been there for 7 seasons. He's won multiple regional titles. They're the defending 13th region champions. Lost a tough game in the Sweet 16 last year, and this is another team that if you haven't seen them play, when you see them play, you're probably going to say that's one team that I could see winning the Sweet 16, and you're arguably going to see one of the front runners for Mr. Basketball for sure with those guys. And then Marshall County, Sawyer Donahoe is probably one of the youngest and brightest coaches in the state of Kentucky. He's got a really good, he's got, on all those lists of the best young coaches in the state, he's definitely one of them. He's in his 4th season as a head coach following Terry Birdsong down there. They were 20-11 last season and lost to McCracken. So these are it's a 2-horse race, everybody knows, in Region 1, and these guys are it right here. And we've got them in Lexington, both coming the opposite ways, or coming the same way, and then coming up here to do a really good job and have a great game against North Laurel.
Yeah, Marshall's led by Matthew Lange, who's Dan Lange's son. He's a great player at Vanderbilt. He's 6'7", 6'8" kid. He's a fantastic player. They got lots of experience back. They, it's unique that we have 2 teams from the same area of the state that come to our tournament like that. But I'm excited to see them. I haven't seen them much. I saw them a little bit in the summer, but that's one of the teams I definitely want to watch. And then obviously North Laurel. Everybody knows about North Laurel. Nate's a good friend of mine. A lot of respect for him and what he does at North Laurel. Reese Davidson is as good as they come in the state. He's what he did in the state tournament last year was fantastic, and I certainly know that Nate has high expectations for this group as well. So it should be another great matchup.
Yeah, always looking forward to seeing those Nate Valentine games. Yeah. And he's always got that style of play that's always energetic, and I mean, like you said, there's a big guy there.
We get to open our season with him on Tuesday night. So
it's going to be a good one, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, game number 8, final game of the evening there on the 27th, and that is going to feature Lyon County taking on Collins. Lyon County out of the 2nd region. Collins out of the 8.
Yeah, so everybody knows Lyon County, the darlings of the state of Kentucky, who won the Sweet 16 with Travis Perry, and Ryan, his dad, who's the coach and still the coach there today. He's somebody that we've gotten to know over the years because they've come to our tournament. This will be the 3rd year in a row they've been to our tournament, and just one of the best overall great people you're going to run into, and on top of being a great coach. And they, of course, are favorites to win the 2nd region again. It's like a never-ending cycle for Lyon County down there. They were 31-6 last season. And made the final 8 of the Sweet 16 before taking a tough loss down there. And then, Collins is one of the top teams in the 8. So it's going to be a great matchup to end the night. I also want to say a couple of things. One, thank you for PrepSpin for all of our games will be on PrepSpin in high definition. So all you have to do is come to the PrepSpin website or the Lexington Catholic page, and you can purchase the game to watch. So all of these people from these Western Kentucky areas can get a good chance to see the king of stream here, and PrepSpin take everybody through that. So exciting game number 8. Matt, what about the players?
Collins, Collins is always year in and year out very, very quality team out of the 8th region. Coach Gaither's son has a son on the team this year who is probably their best player. They'll come in here, they'll play hard, they'll run their stuff and compete. And then, as Coach said, Lyon County, 3rd year in a row here. We got a lot of respect for Ryan Perry. They actually have a couple guys that are still on the team that were contributors on the state championship team. So as far as being underrated teams in the state goes, in that part of the state, they're going to be very good. They returned a lot of guys. I know Coach Perry has a lot of high expectations for them as well, and they've played in the King of the Bluegrasses, played in this tournament, played in the state tournament. So I would expect them to have a successful season and really come in here and try to win a few games in this tournament as well.
Yeah, this tournament is definitely loaded once again, and like they say, if you go out and talk to people in public, the thing that they say about the White Greer and Maggard Holiday Tournament is that the teams that play in it are most likely the teams that you'll see at Rupp. And also, when they talk about Mr. Basketball, they always talk about Mr. Basketball stepping on this court, maybe not during the tournament all the time, but at some point during the season right here on this very court. So historic court out there that you've got there, Coach, and just a great program here at Lexington Catholic. And I can't wait to have this tournament showcased on PrepSpin, and then, of course, all the people that are coming here to watch it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. It's a great event. It's a labor of love. We're here all the time. Matt and I throw up a couple cots in my office and sleep here. So, we're excited for it. We're excited for everybody to get here. If you love high school basketball, which, is the last pure thing of basketball left in this probably the world, to get over here and watch some of this stuff, because these guys are great players, great coaches, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, great basketball happening right here in Lexington. It's December 27th through the 30th. We hope to see you here at Lexington Catholic High School. For Coach Salzman, Coach Matt, we'll see you guys right here at Lexington Catholic High School on December 27th, right here in Lexington.
Holiday tournament is here. Lexington Catholic brings the cheer. Basketball lights up this basketball town. Lexington Catholic, where the stars come down. The bracket is stacked from side to side. Teams across Kentucky play with pride.